Week 3, baby. How you feeling? I got 3 teams collectively. They are 4-5, and I feel good. I'm feeling really good. So, Jauan Jennings just put up some straight prime Jay Jettas fucking numbers. Just put up some prime trying to think of who would put up Larry Fitzgerald numbers. Those are some prime or some prime DeAndre Hopkins numbers. I want to say it was 10 catches, 175 yards, 3 touchdowns. The most impressive of which was not a touchdown, but dude really just high pointed the ball with a receiver literally on him, high pointed it, and just grabbed the ball from this dude. Literally was just that is my ball. I am taking it. I am bigger than you. I am stronger than you. Jauan probably doesn't have the height to be a tight end, but dude does have the physicality. He is a big dude. I'm pretty sure he was a 7th round pick, Tennessee Volunteers, was good at everything, but did not have good speed. He was his 40 was 4.7 or some shit like that. Enough to just for teams to draw a line and say anything over this number, we're not even going to look at it. Shanahan knows the type of receiver he wants. You rarely see Shanahan just bring a guy who's just a burner on the field because he needs his starters to block and do a lot of different things at that wide receiver position. Those wide receivers are not catching passes on every single play, but they are involved with every single play. Downfield blocking, important blocking assignments. This is an outside zone running scheme, I think a West Coast style offense that is based around running outside the tackles or getting the offensive line moving in one direction or another, getting the slot wide receiver to block. And that's what Jauan has really been up to this point, as a slot guy, with some really important blocking assignments for McCaffrey or Mason or whoever's back there. Kittle is one of the best blocking tight ends in the league, probably the best starting tight end blocker in the league. He really is will take on any outside linebacker or safety in the league. So yeah, you look around this 49ers team and you have a bunch of guys who can do a lot of things. Jauan Jennings, I still think, is maybe the 3rd or 4th most talented receiver on this team. We haven't seen Ricky Pearsall, but I have a sneaking suspicion that he's going to end up being better than Jennings. I think Ayuk and Samuel, have shown enough for us to know that they are, kind of in a different class. But I mean, this was one of the best single game performances ever. I don't know how many fantasy points he got, but if you played him and you lost, then you probably had Ramondre and you probably had Tyreek Hill. So, dude went off, caught all 3 of Purdy's touchdowns. Just was that dude. The 3 touchdowns and the 1 catch where he mossed this guy were good. But also, the other 6 catches were not softies. They weren't checkdowns. He was deep, averaging 17.5 yards per reception. That's a high number. And he's not that fast. But he's good at a lot of things. And he willed himself into success on Sunday. And the 49ers lost. So that's fucking great. Not super worried about them. Not worried about them at all, honestly. But I can understand why other people, NFL is just, it's like since the internet was invented and like people can go on and comment and post and talk about things, like the hype for teams, like good or bad, is just so out of control and ridiculously high. Like, team loses a game, they're the worst. Team wins a game, they're the best. There's no in between. It's just unhinged, nonstop hype. Like, my favorite example of unhinged hype is during training camp, when we start talking about like rookies who have not played a snap, like unseating proven NFL veterans like Blake Corum, who, like, dude, I got to admit, and it makes me sad to say this, but all the hype about Corum taking touches from Williams dissuaded me from taking Williams, who I viewed as, like, my top 3 picks. I remember I made a list, like, for my first round picks, and it was 3 guys. It was Bijan, Breece, and Kyren, in that order. Said if I can get one of these guys, and then I started mocking, and he's going like 20, he's going 25, then he's going 30, and it's all because of these unfounded claims. All of these people reporting on Roto World and all of these sources that people go to for basic fantasy news. These people reporting that Blake Corum was going to take a significant amount of touches from Kyren Williams with absolutely no evidence to back that up. McVay never said that verbatim. He never said, I'm going to have Blake Corum take a third of the carries. I'm going to have Blake Corum take all the goal line touches. I'm going to have Blake Corum, they like, there were people who were like, Blake Corum is like Kyren Williams, except he's better at everything that Kyren Williams does. And he's bigger and stronger and faster. Like, shame on you for believing that, but also shame on people for just saying shit like that and then not, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just those 3 months, like in between the draft and the start of the season, or I guess it's like 4 months, like, it's just so crazy, especially the last 2 months, where people start forming opinions and spreading their opinions based on like hunches and hype. To which, like, if you dig far enough through all those hunches and hype, there's no concrete evidence to back anything up. But man, like in a YouTube short, they will present a really strong case in a 15-second clip. And so, like, was Williams on my do not draft list? No. I would have taken him had he fallen to me at a spot where I felt comfortable getting him, probably as my second running back. But there were other options at that spot. There was Josh Jacobs. There was, who's the other guy who I really liked there? Oh, Devon Achane? No. He kind of was on my do not draft list. I just don't trust the size of him. Anyways. I want to say that there was somebody else that was available a lot. After Kyren, before Jacobs, not Devon Achane. I can't remember who it was. It wasn't Derrick Henry, because Henry was going before Williams. But anyways, I had this guy as like my third overall player on my board. And I said, God, there's got to be some truth to this. You know, that's what I thought to myself. There's got to be some amount of truth to this. And there wasn't. There was none. 2 carries went to a Rams running back not named Kyren Williams yesterday, and neither of those carries were to Blake Corum. They were to Rivers. Ronnie Rivers, I think that's his name. Ronnie Rivers is getting touches in meaningful games at meaningful times during the game, because that game the Rams were playing catch up the whole time. The whole game, every snap was meaningful. Ronnie Rivers is getting, here's a fact for you. Ronnie Rivers got meaningful snaps and carries in an NFL game during the regular season over Blake Corum, who did not get on the field, unless maybe he got on the field for special teams, because I think he was supposed to be the kick returner. So I was wrong to believe the hype. A Jeep Raptor? What the oh, it's a Bronco. Oh, they made Bronco Raptors? It's crazy. It's 2 completely different animals. Completely. But anyways, man, yeah, I just so disillusioned, man. Like, Tank Bigsby now is getting, like, in the first game this year, I'm pretty sure he got the same or maybe like 1 less carry than Travis Etienne. But like last year, it was the same thing. Tank Bigsby is going to cut into Travis Etienne's workload. Did not happen. Now Corum may cut in next year to Kyren's workload. I don't know. But here's what I do know. I do know that Kyren Williams scored 3 touchdowns yesterday. 3 in 1 game. And Blake Corum did not get a carry. So where are the people who are banging their fist on the table telling us to pick up Blake Corum? It doesn't look like Blake Corum will get on the field unless there's an injury to either Ronnie Rivers or Kyren Williams. So put that in your pipe and take a big ol' hit of that. Folks, this is why I have something to say. It's because of shit like that. Anyways, what else happened in week 3? Well, of course, like any NFL season, nothing is going to plan from a fantasy perspective, right? Like, teams are winning games that shouldn't be winning games. Teams are losing games that shouldn't be losing games. The Cowboys are getting fucking destroyed. There's something wrong in Dallas. I don't know what it is, but there's something wrong. Feed Rico Dowdle. Feed Rico. Give him 15 carries a game. See what happens. Yeah. So, what else happened? I mean, a whole lot of stuff happened. trying to think of something that matters, though. I don't know. Tight ends are not eating in general. I know there was a tight end this weekend who ate. It's not Kyle Pitts. Was not Dalton Kincaid, because I think he's playing tonight. The Jaguars and the Bills are playing tonight. Very slow down, bro. So Brock Bowers did not eat. Nobody on the Raiders ate, really. Trey Tucker did. But, yeah, I don't know. I only got a few minutes left because I got to stop this video before anybody can discern anything. But yeah, so that's sad. That's sad about Kyren. So I would have taken him with a second pick, if I had known. But I heard somebody say something yesterday. They were talking about trust. Sean McVay is a trust guy. Can he trust you as a player to make decisions that make him proud? Kyren Williams is a guy who does that every time he touches the ball. He gets it done. I don't want to talk about specs. This dude gets it done. Period. So, and you can't measure that. I mean, you can, but how are you going to? How are you going to measure that? So, yeah, my teams are 4-5. I got a lot of running backs sitting around on a few of these teams who I think are going to pay dividends for me. Dowdle, Chase Brown, J.K. Dobbins, the whole J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards thing. It looks like I still think we're going to see a game this year where everybody goes, oh shit, I got to get my hands on Gus Edwards. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I think it will. I'm holding on Zach Moss right now because I have him on a team with Chase Brown. And so I kind of like that. Yeah, I have Ramondre on 2 teams, so those 2 teams lost this week in no small part because of him. But it's weird. My wins and my losses have been like not close. They've both been like, I don't know, not close. Like, I know the outcomes. This week I went 1-2 between those 3 teams. We're going into a Monday night with 4 teams playing. And I know for a fact that no matter what happens tonight, the outcomes of my games this week are not going to change. So, yeah, folks, that is my week 3 roundup. I didn't really talk about too much. I talked in depth about a couple things. And that's okay, because this is free-form YouTubing. This is free-form. I'm not here to... I'm here to have a conversation. To carry on a conversation. And that's what we're doing. So, go whatever team you're rooting for. And I'll maybe see you next week, maybe see you the week after that, maybe even see you the week after that. I don't know yet.